Favorite Malaysian dish?
Fortunately, looking back, that relationship didn't work out. Feel the breeze and just feel good. And there were 3 other people on the plane.
Hey guys, my name is David. I've traveled to 30 plus countries while chasing my dreams. And today I'm here with Jack, an Aussie expat living in Malaysia with over 20,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here,
David.
Jack. Okay, so let's start. We are here in Kuala Lumpur. How did that happen? What's your story? Why did you move from Australia
Why did I
to
move?
Malaysia?
Well, it's a long story, but it's an exciting story,
Let's
guys.
hear it.
So I grew up in Sydney, Australia, born in 1995. The country's changed a lot since then. Australian culture has changed a lot over the last 20 or 30 years. I'm 30 years old now. And I was always a Sydney boy. So I grew up in the Northwest. I was in a family area. It was very much isolated in a lot of ways, culturally to the rest of the world. I mean, I went to a non-denominational, what is it called? Non-denominational school. There's no religion. It was very much, not much other cultures. I mean, we had a little bit of exposure to other languages, but not much. And we'd go on holidays. I grew up in a good family when I was younger. We went on nice holidays, but to like Australian islands. We never really went overseas or did anything, different. It was just always at home and the Aussie values. So as I grew up, I went through all the struggles of going through school, studying hard, figuring out what to do with my life. I mean, the message was, go to uni, study finance, accounting. That's what I ended up doing at the University of Sydney. Definitely that corporate route. I got into a relationship around that time as well, 5-year relationship. So, very typical. I mean, we know a lot of guys like this, and you can end up in that, that path. The goal is you get the job, you get the mortgage, you get the wife, you get the kids, and that's the thing. And fortunately, looking back, that relationship didn't work out. And I had some, family things. I had to get out of the house. I moved out on my own. That was the first thing when I was 23. For another job, I moved out of home to get closer to that. And that turned me into a man. That was my thing. And I think a lot of guys have to go through that until you actually do something different, get outside your comfort zone. It's only then you really develop who you are and find out who you are as a person. So even then, it took probably about another 4 years until I went through different corporate jobs and realized this wasn't for me. So I quit I had a commercial analyst job for a fashion company. Screw that, I'm out. And I started doing like freelance work, freelance copywriting. This was about 2019. So this was I wanted to travel the world. I thought, I got to get out of here. I got to learn stuff. I got to get out there. So this was the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. So I actually had a flight booked to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur in March of 2020. And you can imagine how that played out. It got cancelled, and the next 18 months were pretty sad for me because I was just stuck in my apartment by my own and not good. So I got a message on LinkedIn from a recruiter here in KL purely by chance. This was about a year after the trip had been cancelled. I didn't think much of it. I got a message, but I was ready to do something different. And this is the thing, you'll have opportunities come up in your life, and everyone does. Some people it just passes them by. They think it's a scam. They don't even take it seriously because their brain's not open to different perspectives and opportunities. But if you take that, so just reply to the message. I didn't think anything of it. I did the interview, didn't think anything of it. Got the job. And they said, you're moving to Malaysia in a few months because we've got to do the visa documents and stuff. So this was 2020, beginning of 2022 at this point. Had to do, I flew on the plane to Kuala Lumpur. It was my first overseas flight by myself. And there were 3 other people on the plane. It was crazy. And this was the time we had to quarantine. So I landed in KL. It took hours to get through the airport because there's all the documents. Wow, a white person here. Like it was totally different because at that time, for the first 2 years, there wasn't anything. So then you get whisked away in the bus to the quarantine hotel. So I was there for 4 nights, didn't have a SIM card, didn't have anything. And you can imagine this is quite surprising for me as someone who'd never really solo traveled much, particularly Asia, particularly a country like Malaysia where you have all these preconceptions, or a lot of Aussies don't know anything about Malaysia. So I didn't know what to expect, but I was ready for an adventure. So that's how I got here. And then I started working here. Everything's gone well. I started a YouTube channel. So that's the long story, but that's how I ended up here.
That's a really inspiring story. And okay, so you mentioned the YouTube channel.
Yep.
So you came here, started to make some videos, and you grew to 21K right now. So how did that happen? And why did you start a YouTube channel?
Yeah, so I got inspired by wanting to help people. I mean, how it actually started was at work. So I started at work. I joined as a financial writer. So I was writing the scripts for videos. Naturally, being white with an Aussie accent, they wanted me to present the videos. They wanted that sort of Western speaker. So I got in front of the camera. I got comfortable speaking to the camera, presenting videos.
You guys can see how comfortable he is, right?
It's practice. Honestly, it's practice.
Yeah.
Before, I couldn't do it. And then now, I don't even second guess it. I just do it, right? Just have a conversation, just talking to the viewer. and with a teleprompter at work, professional in the suits. And then I thought, why can't I do this for myself? So I pull out the camera, thought about something I was passionate about. It started with self-improvement. So I wanted to be like a Hamza or one of the self-improvement guys. Guys, you can do it. Work on your fitness. But it was a bit too broad. And then I did a video showing my condo, so like lifestyle, showing the condo I got here in Malaysia, and that just blew up. So that was a sign that that's what people want to see. The actual problem that people want to solve is for people like me, is leaving the West that is expensive and coming to a place, potentially Malaysia. It could be somewhere different for you. It could be somewhere else in Europe, but somewhere where you can live a better life for less money, because that's what people want. So that was the first indication. So then I pivoted multiple times on my channel to get where I am now. And now I'm sort of pivoting it again to expand a bit beyond Malaysia and talk a bit more about travel in all of the world and living a better life outside of your home country. So that's how I got to this point. It was a slow progression, but you got to iterate, you got to try different things and just keep going.
Now we're sitting here, your YouTube channel is working really good. A lot of people could look at you and be like, oh my God, his life is so easy, it's 20K, like he's making money and all that. But has it always been that easy?
No, absolutely not. And good things don't come easy, right? So there's not many people who've seen the full journey. There's actually one person who's really seen the whole journey that I've been through. I mean, you've seen a lot of it over the last year, perhaps. I mean, this is the first time we've met in person. But yeah, my ex-girlfriend, I'll talk about the lows. So I started my first video in her second room when I first moved into her place. This was in the end of 2022. And that was the first video I wanted to film. I started with self-improvement. I wanted to do those sort of type of videos. The first video was mouth taping. I wanted to show how people mouth taping when they're sleeping so you can breathe through your nose, mewing, that whole thing. And then the channel had to pivot. So I started like that and it wasn't really working, or it did all right. I got a few hundred views. And then I did a condo tour video, which got thousands of views about my life in Malaysia. People wanted to see that. So I identified what the problem was. Perhaps my mistake was not doubling down on that earlier, because I was still stuck to the idea that I wanted to do self-improvement for young guys. And actually my audience now is older guys predominantly, and some women, families who want a better life, to leave Australia like I did. They're inspired by someone younger, maybe yourself, who's actually done it, and they're inspired to do something the same. So yes, the journey has been very difficult. I've had to pivot multiple times. I got advice from someone to hide a lot of the old videos, so you don't see all the old videos that didn't perform, that weren't on topic. They're they're hidden from the channel. So yeah, my ex-girlfriend, who we broke up about 6 weeks ago, she's the only one who's seen everything, and it does cause problems. So we had a lot of problems in the relationship because I'd be trying to film everything. We're on a holiday. I'm trying to vlog. It just ruins the moment. And if your partner isn't fully on board with that, that's something you have to consider. So that's something you have to talk about. And we're onto a different path now. I'm going to be traveling a lot more. I'm going to pivot again. I'm going to expand beyond just Malaysia. So that's difficult every time you make a big change, but that's part of life. That's part of the journey. It's part of the growth. If you're not changing, you're not growing. So that's the way I like to look at it.
So it hasn't been easy,
no.
But has it been worth it?
It's been absolutely worth it. And one notable situation that I recall, and if you're looking for advice, if you want to do the same, is that YouTube will change your life. So about a year after I moved here, I did that condo tour video for Aria Luxury Residences, and this Aussie guy called Dan messaged me and he said, I've just moved, I've got a condo in that place you recommended from your video. So he used to sell boats in Australia. Now he's making videos, YouTube videos about boat reviews and traveling the world. So at the time he had about 20,000 subscribers. I had about 2,000 or 3,000. So he was way ahead. I was looking up to him. And he told me when we went out, he looked me in the eyes and said, YouTube will change your life. And it absolutely did. So thank you, Dan, if you're watching this. Excellent advice. And I'll say the same to you. YouTube will change your life. Just stick to it. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be scared of the growth, and you will get there.
That's amazing, man. There are many people around the world that would like to do something like you have done,
yep.
Or people that just want to travel or start a small business or just change their life, but they feel stuck, they don't know what to do, and there's always a good excuse. What would you tell those people?
Yeah, so it is cliche advice, but I'll confirm what you just said. There will always be an excuse, but you just got to do it. And your excuses, everyone has it, so maybe that helps. I have excuses I'm struggling with a lot that David's helped me on my next journey. You are too. I mean, you always have these questions, and if you're watching this, you obviously have a lot of things. Everyone does. It's normal to have these excuses, but that's what makes the journey exciting, because you have to push past that. You have to make the difficult decision to do something different. That's why most people don't do it, and that's why most people won't get these things, they won't achieve these goals, they won't have that lifestyle, because they're not afraid to take a risk. So anything in life, you have to risk something to get something else. That's just how it works. The bigger the risk, the potential bigger the reward. So think about it that way. If everyone's telling you not to do it, but you feel crap, then that's a good sign that you should do it, and the risk is higher, but your reward will be higher even more, because you'll break out of that barrier, you'll feel free, and you'll accomplish your potential. So I can only encourage you to just do it. Maybe just, switch off your brain. So switch it off and just do the thing, and then deal with the consequences, because I promise it's almost certainly going to be good consequences.
So you guys hear it from the guy. Take action, do it. Once you make it, send us a message. Thank you for changing your life. Okay, so once you get started, it's a long journey.
Yep.
Would you have any advice on during the journey? What are some important things to keep in mind? Some reflection. Is there anything specific that you would say once somebody starts? There's a lot of skills and things to learn.
Yep.
What do you think?
Enjoy the journey. That's the most important thing. I mean, you have to love what you're doing and be passionate about it. That's the point of this business model and creating and all these different things, or even just changing your lifestyle. We can get very philosophical, but what is the point of life? I mean, it is about the journey, not the destination. We all have the same destination. It's in a grave, or we're dead. So it's what you do until you get there. And I believe it's about having experiences, and you have positive experiences, with those risks and the downsides as well. That's what gives the contrast. So I think you've just got to enjoy it as much as you can. I mean, that's what's going to keep you going. Like if you have this grind hustle mindset, yeah, that's good for a while, but you do it, that's a means to an end. But if you actually love what you're doing, like I love making YouTube videos. Even if it wasn't making money, I'd still be doing it, and I'd still be trying new things. And if it wasn't working, I'd be inspired and excited to try something new. So as long as you have that mindset, it's inevitable you will succeed and find some success in a way that's defined by you. So that's another thing. My success is not your success. Everyone's life is different. Everything is subjective. You might not like Malaysia at all, or you might love it. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's about finding where you're treated best, and that could be where you're treated best in what you do. So in one profession, in one workplace, you might be treated like shit. In another one, you might might be the top man. So why not go where you're living a better life and everything's going your way? Like, it's not bad. Like, romanticizing struggle, I just spoke about it. It's true to a degree, but you can't cling on that forever. I mean, if there's an opportunity that presents itself, take it, enjoy it, and you deserved it.
You make some great points. Thanks for saying that.
No worries.
So one of them, everyone is different, right? Everyone has to find their own thing. So even if you get an advice, you still have to see if it applies to your situation.
100%.
So then, and you also mentioned having a personal vision or having some kind of a why, a purpose in life. So what would you say that is your why right now? Why do you wake up from bed in the morning?
So why do you wake up? So the most valuable thing I've gotten from YouTube and why I do what I do is to help other people. I know that sounds, but it's so true. It is so true. You're creating a video for someone else. Someone is watching that. So instead of thinking, oh, okay, 20,000 people watch my video, think of the individual. There's 20,000 individuals watching it separately, right? So you're impacting in a small way their lives. And like I said with Dan, the fact that he moved countries or inspired by me to live in that condo, that's insane. That is so cool. And we went out for dinner. We went out to the bar last night, the rooftop bar, and an Aussie came up to me. She recognized me and she said, hey, you're Jack from YouTube, and I'm working at the Australian International School as a teacher, and I watched a lot of your videos. And she was so excited to see me, and that alone is rewarding. Like, that's not a monetary thing. That's a wholesome internal, like that. I would do it just for that. That's great. Like, you're actually helping people. And yeah, now in KL, I do get recognized, and it's great every time. So I think that's the why, actually helping other people. And you'll find that in your job as well. The reason why you probably don't like your job is you can't see the end result. You can't see how you're actually helping anyone. You're doing paperwork and you're not seeing what you're getting from it. But if you're in a creative field, if you're something where you directly help someone, I think that's the secret for me. That's the why. And I'm just sharing what I'm learning. So I don't have all the answers, and I'm never telling anyone this is what you should do. But if you're in a position where you need to change, this is my experience, and this might inspire you and it might help you.
Love it, man. You make the world a better place, one step at a time, one person at a time, one video at a time. That's right, step by step. Yeah. All right, so we got your why. What's your dream? Are you living it? Or is there something that you're working towards? Or is it some combination? What's your dream?
Yeah, great question. And this is, I'll expose my struggles as well. So am I living my dream? If I ask my old self, maybe I am absolutely living my dream. I've exceeded my stretch targets. In a lot of ways, I'm doing well. But this is the thing of being an ambitious person, as we are, and as you probably are as well. You always want more, and it's very difficult to find what is success because it's an ongoing journey. So I'm on that pathway. I'm not 100% content. I think I need to do some more inner work. I need to get in my brain and really just settle things out myself because I've got so much going on. I'm trying to do too much, and yeah, it is rewarding, but then I have to do all this other stuff with work that I don't want to do. So I'm not there yet, but my dream is, yeah, to live the freedom lifestyle, to impact people every day, to do what I want. I wrote this on my Instagram story yesterday. We were in the mountains yesterday, and just that beautiful view. I said, I can be in the mountains every day. I can do a workout, I can read a book and learn something new, and I can make a video. If that's all I did every day, I'm 100% confident that would be a fulfilling and dream life. So if I could just be in that position, which I'm there. So I don't actually have any excuse not to do that now, except my own brain telling me not to. So that's the dream, to keep growing, keep going on the same path. I know it's going to pivot, but onwards and upwards, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing it right, success is not one point,
No.
but it's the lifestyle, the day-to-day lifestyle that you're
Yeah.
living day to day.
And
Is
you're
that
talking
right?
about the power of now and the power of the moment. If you're happy right now and you can look up and go, feel the breeze and just feel good, that's success. Like right now, you're successful. So as long as you can keep that in the moment as much as possible, that's what it's about. Because you're gonna have bad times and you're gonna have good times. So you just got to get through the bad times, enjoy the good times when they come, and try and maximize your happiness in the long run.
Love it. So we are here in Malaysia. It's a great country. Me personally, I love Kuala Lumpur. I think it's the world food capital. But tell me, what has Malaysia taught you about yourself?
Taught me about myself, that I can do it, that I can put myself out there, I can go into a completely different environment and thrive. So you might think, I went through the struggle at the beginning. I had some low times, I've had really tough times, but it's taught me a different side of the world and how people live. I mean, that's what it's about. It's different cultures. Here truly is a melting pot. You got the Indian, the Chinese, the Malay. As a foreigner, it's interesting how I'm treated, the good and the bad, mostly good. And just getting different perspectives, how people live their life and what it means to live a happy life. A big difference, a big contrast is like the family values. We saw that yesterday. We went to the Raya open house. I've never really had that in Australia. It's just different. So Malaysia is a wonderful country for this, and it's English speaking, so it was actually easy for me to integrate and work here. So it ticks a lot of boxes. It changed my life for the better. I've become a better man, even outside of creating and work and everything. Just as a person, I've become a better person. That's how I feel, honestly.
Okay, so right now you're 30. I'm guessing your 20s were crazy. So much has happened.
Yeah.
Is there any advice or anything that you would tell your 20-year-old self or someone that is 20 in college right now, maybe trying to figure things out, not really knowing what they want to do? Is there anything that you would say?
Yeah, I got goosebumps on that as well. Just try stuff. Just do it. You say, so for the next 5 years, I'm just going to try different shit. I'm just going to go. So when I was 20, I was a completely different person. I was scared of a lot of things. I still lived with my mum. I still had my first girlfriend, and I wasn't a man. I still think I was a boy. And even when uni, I tried to maximize my time outside of uni, not at the campus, not socializing. I didn't do those things. If an idea of an exchange or traveling came up, I just avoided it. I don't know why, it didn't make sense. That's the time to be doing those things, have those experiences, spend the money. I mean, if you're ambitious and you're confident, you're going to be earning more in the future. Why are you skimping and saving money for your richer future self? It doesn't make any sense. So prioritize experiences when you're younger and you have the energy to experience it. So my advice is to do what I would have done way sooner, and just go out there and do something different, and don't be afraid to fail. What is failure? I mean, it depends on your situation. You might have a different circumstance, and I understand that. But if you have some support, if you have a family home, if you can live with your parents, you have more than a lot of the world, particularly in a Western country. So use that to your advantage. I mean, it's not about being privileged, but if you have that, it's almost a waste not to explore your potential and not to explore these experiences. So I would just do what I've done way sooner, and I would have done a lot more, and I would have taken even more risks. Imagine if I started a YouTube channel when I was 20. I mean, 10 years,
Wild.
You'd be 1 million subscribers.
Probably,
for sure,
yeah.
right? And another story is I just traveled around China, and I met this 20-year-old French guy solo traveling in the mountains of Zhangjiajie, which was mind-blowing because I could not imagine myself. I was struggling a little bit with the language barrier and being uncomfortable. Now, even a bit more experience, and this guy was doing it at 20, and he was very humble. He actually had a YouTube channel with 123,000 subscribers, a Fortnite gaming channel, and to run into him in the middle of the mountains was very inspiring for me, even 10 years later. So try and do that if you can.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
30 years old, Australian, in Malaysia, great YouTube channel, job in the corporate, in a beautiful building. What's your day to day? How does your day look like?
It's a little bit different every day, but from a work week, it's pretty good. You be the judge. Okay, so I wake up about 7 o'clock, 6:37, you know, I have my coffee in the condo, I come up here by the pool and I have a little walk around and a stretch, hang on the bar, stretch out my back. Then I'll get my gym gear on, I'll hype myself up, I'll go down to the MRT station, the train station, which is right next to the condo, go one stop to TRX, the office building behind us where I work, go to the gym, I'll spend about 90 minutes there, then I'll get changed, have a shower, do the cold plunge, which they've just opened, and then go to the office. And I'll be working from, it should be from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., but the hours are pretty flexible. It's a pretty good job, so I try and take advantage of that. Then I'll come home, I'll be back about 7:30, have dinner, either go on a date, socialize, do something at night, or work on YouTube videos, or just prepare for the next day. So that's typically the Monday to Friday. And then on the weekends, yeah, I love spending time at the gym in the morning. I mean, I really prioritize fitness. I think that's important. You get that right, you get everything else right. And then just, yeah, try and be social or really get my personal work done on the YouTube channel on the weekend. So that's typically what life looks like here as a 30-year-old in Malaysia. Yeah, soon when I get out of the job, I'll have a lot more flexibility. I'll be traveling a lot more. I mean, even now I'm traveling, we're talking about there's a lot of public holidays and holidays in Malaysia, so I get a lot of flexibility. So I've been able to travel to a lot of the Southeast Asian countries. So every few months, I'll do a trip, overseas trip.
Sounds like a lot. So you're doing many different things.
Yep.
You're being very productive.
Yeah.
Is there any secret, or why do you think you're able to do so much?
Priorities and have your why. I mean, it's easy to just not do a YouTube video or just forget about it because I got to work stuff, but actually my why is the YouTube channel and the videos more so than my job. So honestly, I'm doing my bare minimum at the corporate and I'm doing as much as I can on my personal projects and even my social life, because, you know, dealing with a breakup and all this stuff, I want to get out there, I want to be social. That's more important, I think, in the long run for me. So think about why you're working as well. I mean, if you love your job and you actually put everything into that, but if you're not and you're lacking in other areas, then it's okay to prioritize yourself in the other areas. And I mean, money is important, but when you're in a position where you don't absolutely need the money, then you owe it to yourself to be putting it elsewhere. If you can save time, if you can improve your health, that's going to be more important than just another digit in your bank account.
And you have lived like a digital nomad for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible? I mean, there's a lot of people that want to do this. Like, what would you say?
Yeah, so there's lots of ways to do it. I mean, there's no right way. You need to find what works for you. So again, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia is a different example. A lot of people don't come here or they don't know about it. You don't have to go to these hot spots that everyone else goes to. I mean, Bali is a bit too much for a lot of people. I don't think I would want to work or live there. I mean, but it's a hot spot for other digital nomads. But for me, it's a bit too crowded. It's a bit like you have to make that decision for yourself. And it's great. You have the freedom to do that. You can go to these different places. You can slow travel. You don't have to move all the time. You can stay based. Like, so for example, in Southeast Asian countries, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, you can stay for 3 months at a time, actually get set up, have a base, leave, go somewhere else, come back. I mean, I would recommend basing yourself somewhere personally, so you have some stability, and then travel around. You might find somewhere better, and then you can relocate. So it's definitely possible, and you can do it your way. There's no right way to do it.
What are your 3 favorite things about Malaysia?
Great question. I love the weather, the people, and the cost of living. I would say those 3 things. So
skip food, I see. You like the weather more.
Well, we'll put that under people. So people and culture can also encompass food because, you know, it's people making the food. So we'll put that under that. But yeah, the weather I absolutely love. It's warm, it's humid, but we got pools, we got air conditioning. I love it. I mean, I just hate winters and I just feel better in a tropical environment. So for me, that's number 1. People, yeah, I'm going to include food because, yeah, people are friendly. I mean, social is all about food. So we eat different types of food, different cultures. Yeah, I think food is a big part of the people. So I'll put people and food.
Okay.
Food is great. I love it. You can get everything you want. Actually, most of my diet is I try and eat as much like steak and eggs as possible. So that's not exactly Malaysian food. I meal prep. But then when you go out and you try all these different things, you can get exactly what you want and it's convenient. We've got supermarkets, we've got Aussie products. It's delivered to your door for affordable prices. So that can come under people and food. And then the cost of living. So you can just live a better life for less money. I mean, money is important. We shouldn't say it's not important. Absolutely, it's critical. You have to be in a position where you can meet your basic needs. But in terms of that, you know, Maslow's hierarchy, you're actually going to be much more content and be able to fulfill your needs in a country like Malaysia versus a Western country, in my opinion, because you can meet those minimum standards much easier if you're in our position that you are a Western digital nomad, and then you have more freedom and time and flexibility to develop the other parts of the hierarchy. So yeah, that's my view on that. Those are the reasons.
Okay, West versus Malaysia. What would you say how would you compare Australia to Malaysia in about a minute? I know you could probably talk a lot about it, but what would you say are the key differences, similarities? What are some things that you like about one or
Yep.
the other?
A lot of it's intangible, actually, just the way you feel. I mean, there's just
That's a great point.
It's just
Yeah.
how you feel. So, I mean,
Always people mention the external things, but
no, it's internal.
Nice.
So part of that can be the weather. So I just feel better in this weather than Australia, because Australia's unpredictable. Yeah, it has some nice hot sunny days, but then the next day will be storming and like raining the whole day, or cold. It's cold in summer. It's just all over the place. And yeah, I love the beach. That's one thing that's different. There's no beach in KL. So I love that about Australia. But otherwise, the vibe I get here is just different. Maybe it's because I'm detached from the politics and all the issues. I don't watch the news. I don't see anything about it. But as soon as I'm back in Australia, I'm looking at stuff. Naturally, I don't know, it's how I grew up. I just get involved in everything. I just take on board all the problems. Maybe even just hearing from family, and friends. I don't know, just the vibe. I just don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want it. Whereas here, I have a clear mind. Maybe because it's not my own country. I don't know the reason, but a lot of ways I just feel better here. And cost of living, honestly, is another one. Like, I just feel like I could chill here for months if I wanted to. Not that I'm going to. I'm ambitious. I'm going to be doing things. But if I wanted to just take a few months off, I could. Whereas in Australia, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't just take a few months off. It would cost a bomb. I'd have stress about that. I'm wasting money. Or if I'm just going to live with my parents for months, I'd feel like I just wouldn't feel right. So I like the energy here. Just the vibe is good. The nightlife, I mean, we went out at night. You could do that during the week, whereas I could tell you in Sydney it would be dead. You wouldn't be able to do that, and it would cost you a lot more. So a lot of reasons why, but that would be my summary.
we're gonna do a rapid five at the end. I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you questions. You try to answer as quickly as possible.
Excellent.
Ready? Favorite Malaysian dish?
Laksa.
Book that changed your life?
Die with zero.
A person or creator that you look up to?
Hamza.
One place in Malaysia that everyone should visit?
Kuala Lumpur.
What's the most important value in your life right now?
Freedom.
Jack, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Subscribe to David. Follow his journey. I really want to help him out. You're on the right path, and we want to help people like you. So subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Appreciate it. You guys subscribe to Jack. He's doing great things. Inspirational guy. Thank you for watching.